had a total recall of all the off-duty firemen to come in. So I would imagine we're all going to be camped out at the firehouse for the next few days.
Come back to the ring at West and Warren.
Because we have the equipment's all decimated, manpower's decimated. You know, we got to get back into, you know, this stuff doesn't stop because of this.
Yeah.
You know, we got to keep going. So.
I don't know how. What's going to happen with the fire department after this?
As far as what? We're going to go to funerals.
Did you go in?
I was there, yeah.
Are you going back?
My job.
Good luck.
Next, inside the intensive care unit where the first casualties are being brought.
This is one of our first patients we saw in the emergency room. It's a 50-year-old white male. He was actually an insurance broker. He was just in his office and was actually on the 78th floor.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam?
As we continue, the jetliners have hit the towers and the buildings have collapsed. We now take you inside the intensive care unit of NYU Downtown Hospital, where medical personnel give you, in their own words, a real sense of what it's like to face this tragedy.
It's just a very sobering experience for all of us. There were severe burns, fractures, dislocations, degloving injuries where parts of people's extremities, their torsos were literally pulled apart. We saw things that you see in war.
Most of them were jumping from the building.
And you said that you saw two fire trucks pull up, and firefighters went into the World Trade Center, into the towers, and then
They went down.
they went down.
Whoever these poor souls are, they didn't make it out.
My name's Dr. Howard Beaton. I'm Chief of Surgery and Emergency Services at NYU Downtown Hospital. Many of the people who were here in 1993 couldn't believe the devastation at that time. 93 was really just almost a dress rehearsal compared to the seriousness of this.
How many times have you been up and down these stairs today?
More than I can count. When 7 World Trade Center went down an hour or two ago, we lost power. We're on our emergency generators now. I'm told that we can stay on our emergency generators for 36 hours. And all essential services can run here, including the operating room. All of this right now, the monitoring, the respirator, everything is running on emergency power without any interruption.
As a matter of fact, the GE emergency generating truck, I saw it pull up to the hospital for backup generators in case there's a problem with our backup generators. We have double backup on the generators.
Right.
I've been running, bringing bodies back, bringing them to the triage unit. We didn't bring anybody back alive.
How are you holding up, doctor?
Well, considering about as well as could be expected. It's pretty horrific out there, obviously. Unfortunately, from my standpoint, people come in, a lot of them are not salvageable.
We are staffed to run how many operating rooms right now?
We're staffed to run 3 operating rooms until midnight.
What have you seen today?
Seen the most horrible way man can treat man.
What I thought I'd like to do is to check up on the status of the patients who are in our intensive care unit now.
This is one of our first patients we saw in the emergency room. It's a 50-year-old white male. He was actually an insurance broker. He was just in his office and was actually on the 78th floor of the second tower and was evacuating the tower and experienced all these explosions and made his way back down. Came in with penetrating abdominal wound and also open shoulder separation, dislocation. And he's actually miraculously doing very well.
Airports throughout the country will be closed at least through noon.
This is in every way comparable to a war zone and to a battlefield.
When we saw the first explosion go off, we saw about 30 bodies just come out of the sky and just thuds all over the place.
The true first responders are the ones that paid for their lives.
There's a lot of dead emergency workers that are.
There was apparently a firefighter found in the rubble.
Many of them responded to the Trade Center when the first plane hit and were buried in the rubble. Unlike most people, EMS workers tend to rush towards the scene of an accident, and unfortunately many of them have been trapped and are injured.
This patient is a 79-year-old man who had an obvious fractures of the facial bones, basically disconnecting the facial bone with the rest of the craniofacial skeleton. If they can't breathe, they can't live. So we did that immediately on him via the direct incision in his windpipe.
This is the place, though, where life hangs in the balance.
That's correct. This is a unit where patients, after they're cared for, stabilized, are brought in here for further management.
We have to bring a mask. Yeah. Bring your mask.
It's funny because we said, well, if they happen to hit the World Trade Center again, what would we do? And we'd be able to call for more help. We'd be able to call, and we did get that. We got help from other hospitals.
You just said that during your most recent training.
Right.
Yeah. What if they hit the World Trade Center again?
Yes. We went to the windows and we looked out and we said, okay, this is no longer a game. This is reality. I saw the smoke. I saw my truck out there covered with soot. I saw people running here with blood on their heads. This is no longer a game. This is not a TV show I'm watching, a movie. This is reality. This is what we do.
Keep on breathing.
Unfortunately, it's not really all that nice all the time. So we'd like to talk a little bit right now about this patient behind the curtain, if we could.
Please.
This is an unfortunate 29-year-old gentleman who suffered severe injuries, was brought into the emergency room. He worked at one of the Wall Street firms, and despite...
We are at war on American soil, and that makes every single American a soldier.
It is time for us to win the first war of the 21st century decisively, so that our children and our grandchildren can live peacefully.
I will never, ever look at another terrorist act in the same way. I'll never feel isolated from it, no matter where it occurs in any part of the world.
I just need to be here and to show what these people have done, not to just me and my family, to millions. It's just devastating.
I can't remember. I'm just like numb to it. I can't remember his goodbye. I can't remember it. I want to remember it, but why can't I?
We know that there's hope there, that miracles do happen. And we will keep that. We will keep that until there's no hope left.